The Indian High Commissioner meets with the Pakistan Foreign Secretary. That's the latest information coming in. The Indian High Commissioner has met with the Pakistan Foreign Secretary. This is presumably on the Kulbhushan Jadhav matter. This, of course, is the latest news break coming in from Pakistan, where the Indian High Commissioner has met with the Pakistan Foreign Secretary. This, of course, is the big news coming in. The Indian High Commissioner meeting with the Pakistan Foreign Secretary. Remember, of course, we're just going to get more details about this meet. But yes, you can see the visuals of the Indian High Commissioner there arriving to meet with the Pakistani Foreign Secretary. So remember, this is presumably also to continue to put pressure on Pakistan not to give a death sentence to Kulbhushan Jadhav. India has, of course, taken up this matter with Pakistan several times. They've also sought access to him, but that's something that's been denied by the Pakistanis. Well, this, of course, is the latest information coming in. So this, of course, is the big news of the hour, where the Indian High Commissioner has reportedly arrived to meet with the Pakistani Foreign Secretary. We can get in further details from Executive Editor Rishabh Gulati. Rishabh, what can you share with us?
The 14th request for consular access that is now going to be presented to the Pakistan Foreign Office. One would presume the meeting that Gautam Bambawale, our High Commissioner in Islamabad, has just, you can see the convoy shots of the Indian High Commissioner's car arriving at the Pakistani Foreign Office in Islamabad, where he'll be meeting senior officials, and the request is going to be put directly to Sartaj Aziz, who's the Foreign Affairs Advisor and the senior most Foreign Affairs Minister in the Pakistani government, that the 14th time India is going to demand consular access. It's a very basic thing to give consular access to an individual whom Pakistanis are now threatening to even not give legal representation to. So now Pakistan is before the eyes of the world after having pulled their stunt last week. What is going to happen is India is going to highlight the fact that all of the Geneva protocols that bind all nations, all civilized nations together, are being breached by Pakistan. This is a formality that needs to be concluded in the hope that Pakistan sees the light, while other measures are, of course, taken away.
Indeed, and we are also getting further reactions now. Geeta Mohan, Foreign Affairs Editor, also joining us on NewsX. Geeta, as Rishabh was just taking us through the details, another request being made formally by India for access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. We believe that the Indian High Commissioner has just reportedly reached to meet with the Pakistani Foreign Secretary.
Well, that's right. This is the 14th request and the first request after the sentencing of Kulbhushan Jadhav. High Commissioner Gautam Bambawale at the Pakistan Foreign Office meeting the Foreign Secretary, putting in that request of India to Pakistan for the 14th time. And India very clear, the message was sent out very clearly by the by the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Gopal Bagle yesterday, wherein he said that there can be no preconditions for something such as consular access. It's basic, and one cannot be in contravention or in violation of international norms and regulations and conventions. Hence, for the nth time, for the 14th time, the Indian High Commissioner is now putting in another request yet again for consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. One will have to wait and see whether that is going to happen or not. We do not have the whereabouts, is what Gopal Bagle had said. This, even as the Foreign Office spokesperson had said, that there can be no compromise, even during the meetings between the Pakistan Army Chief and Nawaz Sharif, or for that matter, the Corps Commanders Conference yesterday, where the Pakistani Army Chief briefed his top generals on the Kulbhushan Jadhav issue, where he clearly spelled out that there is going to be no compromise on the issue of Kulbhushan Jadhav. And hence, one will have to wait and see whether if this time around consular access would be given or not, given that an entire association, the Lahore High Court Bar Association, has already come out and said that they're not going to provide legal aid to Kulbhushan Jadhav, which just means that there is no likelihood of free and fair trial for this one innocent Indian national who Pakistan kidnapped from foreign land and now is projecting as a spy of India.
Stay with us, Geeta. In fact, we're also being joined by Colonel V.N. Thapar, defense analyst, on the phone line. Colonel V.N. Thapar, the Indian envoy meeting the Pakistani Foreign Secretary once again to press for consular access. You know, what's your comment on this? And the fact is that this is the 14th consular access request that India is making, Colonel Thapar?
No, but you see, we are failing to understand that there is no respect for law and normal procedures in Pakistan. In fact, today the Bar Association of Pakistan, the court, they have refused to provide a defending officer for Jadhav in his appeal. So that being the case, I don't see what we are trying to gain through these normal procedures. There is intransigence altogether, total intransigence on one side, and on the other side, we are all the time hoping with a hope in our heart and a hole in our head that this is what is going to happen. I don't think so. These normal measures will bear any fruit. We have to take some more drastic actions.
More drastic action needed, but and these, of course, are all proof of how Pakistan is just not following law when it comes to, doling out this kind of punishment to Kulbhushan Jadhav. They've acted arbitrarily. His sentence was hurried up, and all this, of course, as you're saying, is in complete contravention to international law, Colonel Thapar.
That is very well known. Why it is in contravention to even common sense that you have a court-martial for a civilian who doesn't come under the purview of the Army Act. Now, even if you do that kind of a thing, there is no justifiable defense allowed to him. There is no proper defending officer for him. There is no now even for appeal. Appeal goes in case of a court-martial. Even a general court-martial is not held. A field court-martial is held, which is an abridged form of a court-martial. I don't see what is the reason. There are proper courts in Pakistan, and if he has come under, if they feel that he's doing something against the law, they should proceed against him in the open court. Why is there such secrecy about it? So that's why I am very aghast with the kind of the lowdown that we bend ourselves.
Just stay with us, Colonel Thapar. We are also being joined now by Yogendra Kumar, former diplomat, for his perspective. Yogendra Kumar, how do you react to this? Once again, India making a consular access request. It's the 14th one in succession.
You see, the point here is that, consular access, the purpose of consular access is to, first of all, see the condition of the detainee. Secondly, to see whether the detainee's legal rights are in some way being ensured, and if any help is required for the protection of those legal rights, that help can be rendered. So that is the purpose for which the Foreign Secretary, the High Commissioner actually has gone to meet the Pakistani Foreign Secretary. Now, as the Pakistani Defense Minister actually had said, that there is a provision for appeal. Now, the question actually is that we have seen that so far the trial has taken place completely farcical. So even in that context, even the statement of the Pakistani Defense Minister that there are avenues of appeal for the detainee, that is something which has to be taken with a pinch of salt. So the purpose, the objective for this meeting with the Pakistani Foreign Secretary really is to see as to whether Pakistan adheres sincerely to the Vienna Convention on Consular Access or Consular Relations, which is in a way the right of a diplomatic representative or consular representative in the country where that person is stationed, and that is basically what is the purpose of this approach. So we really have to see exactly how it turns out. Formally speaking, the Pakistani side, whether it's the Prime Minister or the military commanders who actually met yesterday, they are taken a very hardline, formal manner. But still there is scope for diplomacy, and that is where actually this attempt is being made, but we have to keep our fingers crossed.
Indeed. Well, thank you, Yogendra Kumar, for joining us with your perspective there. Also, thanks to Colonel V.N. Thapar, who joined us earlier, and Geeta